Hey guys, Ralph Havens here. Ben and I, my son Ben, 8 years old, we love watching the Indianapolis 500. And this year it was late because of the lockdown thing. So they had it today in Indy, and it was great watching it. And a few years ago, the 100th running of the Indianapolis 500, there was an amazing story. There was a rookie named Alexander Rossi, and he did an unprecedented thing. As far as I know, he did something that was just amazing. And him and his team were calculating how when they needed to get gas, because you lose time when you get gas, but everybody's got to get gas. But they had calculated that they might be able to get to the finish line without getting back in for one more pit stop. So they took a big chance and they had a big lead because everybody else was getting gas, and they didn't have enough gas to get to the finish line. But Alexander Rossi did some things, and he has an interview that's amazing. They did some things to save just enough gas. They can calculate how much gas they have left, and with like a half lap to go, he had lost his gas, and he was just coasting the last part. And they were trying to catch him, and he crossed the finish line just like jogging across the finish line, 140 something miles an hour, really slow for cars that go over 200 miles an hour. So, but he won as a rookie in the 100th Indianapolis 500. And so he's become one of our favorite guys to watch. And I think it was last year he was in the Indy 500, and his pit crew did something. The guy's got lots of fire. He's like fun to watch race. He's an amazing racer. And his pit crew took extra time. There was a problem. And so instead of being up near the front, all of a sudden it was like a 20-something second pit stop, very long time. And so then he was behind, way, way back, and he fought his way all the way back to the front. And it was coming down to the very end, and he lost by just a hair. And it was just so exciting. But then we heard the interview, and he was so mad because second is worthless to him. And he was just so mad and just pissed off about what his team had done and messed up that pit stop. He was so mad. And we thought, well, a competitor, and it's like, what a bunch of fire. But man, he made it exciting. He came from way back and almost won that thing. And so here he was in the Indianapolis 500 this year, and he was right up at the front. He had a fast car. He was doing great. And he was just poised, like third, fourth place, poised with not that many laps to go. I think about 20 laps to go, maybe 30 laps to go. And poised to be right there at the finish line and go for it. And so then there was at a pit stop, and the guy from his team, back right tire, took a little extra time to get the tire on, just like an extra second. And the guy that was holding him, there's a guy that holds him before he says, okay, go. And then the driver can take off again. And the guy said, go, but somehow the guy that says go didn't notice that there was a guy coming out and in the slow lane also coming out. So Alexander Rossi clipped him a little bit, and then they took off, and it was a foul. And so they told him he had to go to the very back of the lineup of all the cars. So now he's at the very back of the thing, and he was so mad. And you could hear them talking in the cockpit to their chief crew and everything. But he was so mad, and he was starting to work his way through. He was passing like 4 and 5 cars at a time, and just frantic. And then he had a big crash. Luckily, he was okay. But then he got out, and then you saw the interview, and he was more subdued this year, but he was mad. And I was talking to Jen just now, and I was like, his anger, if he could just get a good coach, a good sports psychologist, or somebody to help him to not be so angry when he goes to race, to not have to be so angry and so upset if he gets second place. You want to have the competitive spirit, but if you're angry, really, really angry, what can happen is, of course, the universe does things to make it so that you can be angry. And so why would his pit crew make such a mistake? Two times, debated where he went from at the very front to way at the back. Is that just coincidence, synchronicity, bad luck? So one thing that I notice is it's so important to clear that stuff. you can run a lot of success, whether you're doing business stuff or trying to get your health back. You can run a lot of success by just sheer willpower. And there was actually a guy named Will Power in the Indianapolis 500. Can you imagine Will Power? But he was up there. But you can run your life on a lot of rage and anger, but you can get bit in the butt from it. And so instead of doing that, there's a way to clear that stuff. It not only doesn't slow you down, it opens you up to things working well, more apt to have something happen good. And even when they don't happen good, there's a benefit in there. So it's a power I see in the greats. I see it in some of the runners that I follow, and they have a stillness and a peace of mind. They do their work and they do their best, and sometimes they win and sometimes they don't, but there's a stillness in some of them. And the best of the best, I think, do that. You can be great and running it off a lot of anger, but even when you win, is it that much fun? So just some thoughts today as I was sitting on the porch, and we're about to go for a walk on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, because if you're running stuff off of anger and antagonism and just like so mad about things, is that really what you want? Is that really the peace you're looking for, even if you win or don't win? So that's what I have for you today. If you want a way that I found, the best way that I found to clear that stuff and really come to peace with any situation, and then see wonderful things show up in your life, the synchronicities and the serendipity kind of way of living, then go to ralphhavens.com/abundance awakening mastery. ralphhavens.com/abundance awakening mastery. I've actually got a 5-day challenge attached to that list, but you can also get access to the way that I use to clear that kind of stuff up. So have a great Sunday, and I will see you guys soon.